teaching courses linked to communication, intercultural communication skills, business communication, and everything that is connecting with students' communication skills in general. So the courses that I'm teaching are negotiating in the international environment, business communication, and human resource management. It started during my Erasmus teaching mobility 3 years ago when I was teaching at the University of Applied Science in Amsterdam. And we started to talk with Amsterdam professors. How can we continue our collaboration without traveling all the time? That was before pandemic, of course. And how can we stay in touch? And how can we enable students to experience international context? So the idea started from Professor Andrea Carita from University of Applied Science. And she said, okay, I have one course that's intercultural management, and maybe we can collaborate. And the main idea was to design one project that will be done with Croatian students and Amsterdam students at the same time. The duration of project each year is 8 weeks, and it's part of course at FOI. Negotiating in international environment and in Amsterdam. So when we started, we included 20 students, and this year we had approximately 50 students. So 30 of them are from FOI. When I said from FOI, that means not only Croatian students, that means students that are Erasmus students at FOI, like students from France. Last year we had students from Belgium, from from Spain, and so on and so on. And in Amsterdam, they don't have only Dutch students, but they also have international students. That means that they have students from different, basically European countries. And that was one extremely international environment, which encouraged students to exchange their knowledge and skills in English language, which is not a native language for majority of them. I think that skills that they are developing are intercultural communication skills. As I said, they need to communicate only in English. Nobody knows Croatian, nobody knows English, and that's it. But that they also need to know how teamwork works, because they need to communicate in little teams here in Croatia, and part of those teams are in Amsterdam. When I'm talking about team, it's approximately 6 to 8 students in each international team. And you need to know a lot of about problem solving. You need to know a lot about collaborative learning, because sometimes one team member starts one part of the project, then they share information with another team member, and so on and so on. So that's developing all the time. And after 3 years of experience of this project, I just can say that no one group of students was equal with each other. They always find something new that Professor Carita and I didn't predict. We didn't put in our model. We didn't put in our content, and they just innovate the approach. We realized that if we will force students with one way of communication, that will not work. So we just leave the option for students to choose whatever they would like to use. Some groups use Zoom. Some of them use, for example, WhatsApp groups, MS Teams, whatever. We don't mind, and we don't ask. The only thing that is important for us is to see the report, which is based on reflections. So when we are talking about reflections, that mean if they have fear, if they feel uncomfortable, comfortable, what was at the beginning, during the project, at the end of the project, and so on and so on. So basically, the majority of project is online, but we also have, it was synchronous, but students choose the time. They can have a meeting in the middle of the day. We don't mind.